Welcome back. Now to the crisis in Hong Kong, which continues. The Senate unanimously passed a bill yesterday supporting the protesters and would compel the U.S. to impose sanctions on officials responsible for human rights abuses. This is a former employee of the U.K. consulate in Hong Kong, claimed that he was tortured by Chinese officials. He was forced to confess to crimes that he did not commit, he said. Fox News correspondent Jonathan Hunt is live on the ground in Hong Kong this morning with more. Jonathan, good morning to you.
Maria, good morning, good evening from Hong Kong. We are once again on the campus of the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, which has been the scene of this violent standoff over the last 3 days. And we're getting indications within the last hour that the police here may be planning a final operation to flush out the few dozen hardcore protesters still holed up here on this campus. This footbridge behind me here is one of the entrances the police will use. There aren't many to this campus, but one that they would use, presumably, if they do decide to come in tonight. And I want to give you a sort of explainer of what happened here over the last few days. We're in a kind of siege situation. We're on a raised piece of ground on this campus, Maria, and this is the point of view of the students looking down on the police, where they were throwing all of these Molotov cocktails that you can see lined up still on this wall. These were the fire bombs, essentially, that rained down on the riot police as they tried to come in over the weekend. Now, there are only a few dozen students left on here, not the hundreds that were here over the weekend. So the police, if they do decide to come in tonight, likely to face much less of a force. Nevertheless, we have seen a real hardcore, and I would say it's probably less than a dozen, but they are armed here, Maria. We have seen one carrying a bow and arrow, for instance, one carrying a javelin, another carrying a baseball bat. So there is that hardcore that appear prepared to fight. We will be here if it happens tonight, Maria.
Wow. All right, Jonathan. Thank you. Jonathan Hunt in Hong Kong this morning.